And then he was brought up in, the Catholic religion. My mother was Catholic, so they got married. My father didn't really enforce any religious type of views, and I don't believe in the word religion. I more so believe in a relationship with the Lord. I believe that religion is really just a tradition. If you want to go back and look at the Pharisees, that's how I see it. So I just, pretty much the way I was raised was, I'll just give you a quick example that'll pretty much set the stage for what happened. Is if I stubbed my toe, let's say on the couch or something, I remember my mother saying, God just punished you for something that you did. And no, that's not true. I mean, I don't believe that now, but that's how I was raised. Okay, God was a punisher. He punished me for things that I did in secret. I stubbed my toe, it was because I did something wrong and God punished me. And so I began looking at God as this, just like my parents. You did something wrong, I'm going to punish you. I didn't see God as love. In my early 20s, I came into the knowledge of Jesus and who he really was and who he is, excuse me. And I left my previous life. I left what I once knew, and I came to dwell with his people, his followers. And because of that, the Lord, my Father, has rewarded me with eternal life. And that's what I saw in those verses. And that's the same thing with you. Every single one of us, when saved, no matter what your story is, you have left your previous life, your old sin nature, and you've taken on the new life with Christ. I want you to turn now to chapter 4. We're in the end now of the Book of Ruth. Verse 14, it says, now, Ruth and Boaz had gotten married, and they had a son. And the son's name, I believe, was Obed. And we're looking at, I believe it's a maidservant talking to Naomi. It says here, then the woman said to Naomi, blessed is the Lord, who has not left you without a redeemer today, and may his name become famous in Israel. May he also be to you a restorer of life and a sustainer of your old age. For your daughter-in-law who loves you and is better to you than 7 sons has given birth to him. I mean, nobody could deny that at least these 2 verses are talking about Jesus Christ. They may not, and they are talking about him, because I'm going to explain to you how these 2 verses are in direct connection with Jesus, okay? And it's amazing that I kind of went on and studied, and what I came to was just phenomenal. We're saying, blessed is the Lord who has not left you without a redeemer. Blessed is God. He has not left us, his chosen ones, his people, without a redeemer. His name, Jesus' name, may become famous in Israel. May he also be to you, to us, a restorer of life. He has restored our life. And a sustainer of our old age. And when I think of, I'm not talking about old age, just being old and decrepit, I'm sorry. But I'm talking about more being our old age, our old sin nature. For your daughter-in-law who loves you and is better to you than 7 sons has given birth to him. Now, Naomi, in the beginning of Ruth, she felt like the Lord had dealt harshly with her because her sons had died. And then she had no sons anymore. So she felt that the Lord dealt harshly with her. And then Naomi went on to have a son because she remarried Boaz. And she bore to Naomi a grandson. Boaz was actually related to Naomi. I believe a distant cousin is what I read. Now, what I want to explain to you, how these 2 verses are in direct connection to Jesus Christ, because Obed, who Ruth and Boaz bore, Obed, when he got married, bore a son, Jesse. Jesse bore David. David is the lineage that brought forth Jesus Christ. Now, if you look in Matthew, I want to go to Matthew 1 verse 17.